Honorable Union Minister of Human Resource Development, Srimati Smriti Zubin Irani, my colleagues on the dais, Dr. R.A. Mashelkar, and other distinguished invitees in the audience, students, faculty, and staff of IISER Pune, ladies and gentlemen, and my colleagues from IISERs, Calcutta, Mohali, Bhopal, Thiruvananthapuram, and Tirupati, who have joined us on Skype and webcast. They are all watching us today. On behalf of IISER Pune community, I heartily welcome you all to this event, launching the celebrations of the first 10 years of IISER Pune. Today is an important day in the short history of IISER Pune as we begin to celebrate the achievements of our first 10 years. We are extremely honored and privileged to have Human Resource Minister, Srimati Smriti Zubin Irani, on this day to launch the celebrations. Thank you, Madam. We are very grateful to you, Madam, for accepting to be the chief guest for this function in spite of your busy and more important schedules. Your presence here clearly signifies the support for IISERs from the highest quarters of MHRD, without which IISER Pune would not have reached this proud moment. We sincerely thank the generous and visionary support of MHRD. IISERs were conceived in 2005 as a result of the decision of Government of India based on recommendations of Scientific Advisory Council for Prime Minister, chaired by Professor C.N.R. Rao. The envisaged aims of the new institutes of learning are to promote science teaching and advance cross-disciplinary scientific research at global standards. This was very essential as our nation was switching from service-based economy to knowledge-based economy. Due to the enthusiasm and hard background work earlier done by Professor Govind Swarup and late Professor V.G. Bide, Pune was one of the first two choices, along with Calcutta, to host the new IISERs. Under the dynamic and visionary leadership of Dr. R.A. Mashelkar, the then Director General of CSIR, in the year 2006, IISER Pune found home in the ranks of NCL. This was very crucial for IISER Pune as it enjoys a unique location advantage to be in the proximity of a dozen excellent research institutes, including NCL, IITM, and the University of Pune. This educational and research hub at Pune now hosts more than 1,000 PhD students within 2-kilometer radius, creating an ecosystem for high-density research. With the presence of NCL Venture Center, several pharma R&D and defense laboratories, engineering industries in and around Pune, and given the impetus of recent Startup India program steered by Honorable Prime Minister, Pune's educational and research hub is poised for growth to make significant contributions to science-driven economy. IISER Pune is indeed very fortunate to be in such an ecosystem. The physical and academic growth of IISER Pune is captured in the poster exhibition just inaugurated by Honorable Minister and in a short video to be played later. All significant data of 10 years about institution has been compiled in the fact book, which will be available on our website. IISER Pune is also maintaining the 6th IISER that has begun to function at Tirupati with the first batch of 50 students, and the Honorable Minister unveiled the foundation stone of the new campus in March 2015. In addition to emerging as an institution of excellence in science, teaching, and research, IISER Pune is also conscious of its obligations to society and is involved in a number of outreach and societal activities. IISER Pune is actively taking part in many of the recent programs initiated by the Government of India and MHRD, such as Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, Rashtriya Avishkar Abhiyan, Swachh Bharat, Ishan Vikas, Gyan, Swayam, etc. IISER Pune organized a brainstorming session on the role of science, education, and research in universities for inputs to the new education policy being enunciated under the leadership of Honorable Human Resource Minister. Under Pandit Madan Mohan Malaviya Teachers Training National Mission, IISER Pune is establishing a state-of-art interaction and recharging centers for teachers in schools and colleges, which is so essential to raise the quality of education. During this 10th year, as part of celebrations, several related programs will be organized. Two of them being seminars on fostering gender equity in higher education and affordable healthcare. IISER Pune, in its short span of existence, has made a good beginning to fulfill the visions and missions of its establishment. At this point, I must thank the chairpersons of our earlier Board of Governors, Professor N. Kumar and Professor T. Ramakrishnan, and the present chairman, Dr. K. Venkataramanan, for their guidance, along with the members of the board. I must say that IISER Pune has always been ahead of its time. I am sure our minister is very happy to see the majestic flag post hoisting our national flag, which we got done 1 year back. As we look back to celebrate the good achievements, we are conscious of our future role in the context of emerging challenges and responsibilities. We today promise that IISER Pune, along with sister IISERs at Calcutta, Mohali, Bhopal, and Thiruvananthapuram, and the new emerging ones, will leave no stone unturned to become world-class institutes in science, education, and research, which will be the pride of our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have great pleasure in introducing our chief guest, Honorable Minister for Human Resources, Srimati Smriti Zubin Irani. She needs no introduction, but she has so many notable achievements and contributions that are less known, and so I would now formally mention some of these important ones. Born on 23rd March 1976, Srimati Smriti Irani is the youngest woman ever to be nominated to the Rajya Sabha, the upper house of the Indian Parliament. Representing the state of Gujarat, Mrs. Irani is currently the Minister for Human Resource Development, India. She is the youngest minister in the government and the first woman to hold office as Minister of Human Resource Development. She has served in the BJP party organization, holding posts such as National Secretary twice, 5-term member of the BJP National Executive, Vice President of BJP Maharashtra Youth Wing, National Vice President, and National President of BJP Women's Wing. She has significantly and successfully pursued Permanent Commission for Women in the Indian Army by facilitating legal aid to women officers. She has also launched Saksham, the first ever vision document which underlines policies, programs, and implementation tools for the upliftment of differently abled in India. In 126th Assembly of the Inter-Parliamentary Union, she was elected to represent the Asia-Pacific region in the task force responsible for establishing the first ever committee for young parliamentarians. Mrs. Irani was also rapporteur for the Standing Committee on Sustainable Development, Finance and Trade. Celebrated for her work in media, Mrs. Irani has been closely associated with acting and production in Indian theatre, films and television. Awarded the Best Actress for 6 years in a row by Indian Television Academy, Mrs. Irani has also been awarded the Indo-American Society Young Achiever Award and was the first Indian to represent the nation at the Monte Carlo Television Festival. She was also the Goodwill Ambassador to India by USA for 3 years. Srimati Smriti Irani has contributed to various NGOs such as Cancer Patients Aid Association, Vatsalya Street Kids Foundation. She has also established her own NGO in 2007 called People for Change. This has provided sports scholarships in Nasik, undertaken drinking water projects in rural India, providing borewell facilities to over 35 villages in Maharashtra, distributed relief material during the Mumbai flood in 2007. It also provides scholarships for higher education to children from economically weak background. All the above-mentioned projects have been undertaken with Mrs. Irani's personal financial contribution, and no donations have been taken for the same. Madam, we are very honored to have you today as chief guest for this important function at IISER Pune. In closing, I once again welcome our minister and all of you for this event launching the celebration of 10 years of IISER Pune. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Ganesh. Since 2006, we have come a long way and reached an